Hello there, and welcome to Five Figures. Let's start off today with, let's start in the middle. Let's start with Red Ranger here. I am not, as I have said before, super fluent with Power Rangers, and I'm getting used to more of their stuff, mostly because I get Super Sentai Sundays on TV, and I'm just fascinated by the shows. I realize red background probably doesn't work so great with this guy, but it is what it is. It is the Red Museum, so we leave it that way. This guy is he's from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and he is just amazingly posable. They nailed the sculpt on these, just the fluidity of the movement. They've all got butterfly shoulders. They've all got just great range of motion. They've all come with different heads, so his head, you can swap it out and be the unmasked head. I don't remember the kid's name, but one thing I did appreciate is he comes with a sword, and I do have a Pink Ranger somewhere, and she did not come with a sword. She just came with her blaster, which I appreciate. She also came with the Pink Ranger head, which is great. But yeah, I just thought this guy was just fantastic, and he's probably I think he's just the third or fourth. I think he was the fourth of this new Lightning Collection line that I have purchased. And I didn't think I was only going to grab but just a couple of them. And man, every one of them I get just makes me want to get more because they are so good. And anytime that the action figure is so good that it makes me want to check out the show, I mean, that's saying something. And that is what we're up against here because he is just so good. All of them have been so good that it's really made me just want to investigate the show and find out more about it. Next, I think I'm going to go with Konner and Victor here. And I just knocked him over. I'm going to put Victor back up. We're going to look at Konner first. This is the Ascension. This was a tag team from WWE. And I'm just really pleased. I just recently found out that they cut these two guys loose, which is good because they've been just not utilized properly by the company. I've always thought they were a great tag team. They were great in NXT. And then they just hit the main roster and just got buried. And I always hate to see that when talent gets buried. And I realized some of it was because of Konner's drug abuse problems or alcohol abuse problems, whatever substance abuse he was dealing with. But it's always a shame to see punishment booking. And that's one of the reasons why I hate WWE most of the time. But I do love the figures and I love a lot of the people that work for them. So Konner and Victor here would be definite reasons that I feel that way. These are the elites. Double jointed knees. You get the upper thigh cut. You get a nice ab crunch. Stuff that you don't get in a basic figure. You get the nice multiple faceted hips there. The ball joint. Very nice. And the likeness is very good as well. This piece comes off the top, but I really like it on, so I leave it on. These guys not only look like good wrestlers and make great wrestling figures and a great looking tag team, I've also thrown big laser blasters in their hand and posed them that way because it works. It really does fit. You can throw a couple of giant blasters in their hands and turn them loose on your Marvel Legends, and it just looks great. Just having a little bit of trouble getting him to stand. Now Victor, and I apologize, I think I've got their names right. Konner and Victor. I think I might have them backwards, but I'm pretty sure this is Victor. That's Konner. If I have that backwards, you can tell me in the comments and mock me. Anyway, we're going to look at what I believe is Victor here. And he's the same basic articulation, everything that you got with the other guy. He's just on a smaller frame. Much skinnier, less wide. But once again, just the work that they did on these to make these look so great. It is really good. And this is, I think, before they started really utilizing their face scan technology, but I'm not positive. I know these were elites, and honestly, I got these guys in clearance. I paid $9 a piece for them, and I'm very happy with them at that price. I'd have been happy with them at the full 15, but to get a tag team that I really love that much in a one shot for that price, I was super thrilled. Next up, I got a McFarlane 2-pack. This is Fortnite. They have these at Walmart. This is Warpaint and the Fireworks Team Leader. Warpaint is essentially I mean, he's the exact same body sculpt as everything, as like Skull Trooper or Jonesy or anything like that. Just very standard McFarlane build. Butterfly shoulders, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, crazy ball hinge on the ankle that just does anything. I don't like the toe articulation, but I say that about everything. He's a little bit stiff. He doesn't have a ton of range of motion in this ab crunch. Well, I guess it's better than I thought. But I think on top of that, is there a waist? Yes. There's a little waist rotation with some movement to that. To me, I've messed with I've heard some people rag on these, that they didn't like them, but essentially the design structure is very similar to like a Play Arts Kai, just shrunk down and in that $25 range as opposed to like a, $70 range or $100 range that your Play Arts Kais will run. But as far as like the engineering designs are incredibly similar. Their upper thigh swivel and everything is very similar. There's kind of a floating crotch piece that's made of soft rubber. Like, just very similar. It reminds me definitely of that. And he can go back in the cart. And I've got Fireworks Team Leader. And these are the weapons they came with. They didn't come with any black back blings. They didn't come with any stands. They didn't come with any of your normal stuff. But where a McFarlane Fortnite figure usually runs about $25, these was $40 for the pack. They did come with weapons, and they come with this fantastic shopping cart, which I'll show you in just a second. She is basically just a total up repaint of the Cuddle Team Leader, and same articulation as the last guy, butterfly hinges, stuff like that, double jointed elbows. Everybody's got their little Fortnite wrist thing on. The only thing I've noticed about this as opposed to the others is that the blue seems to be like a really matte plastic finish. I don't know, it just kind of looks odd. I don't know if and maybe a little cheap on that. A little cheap feeling and looking, maybe. And I think it's just the way they finished the paint. But incredibly long legs, double jointed knees, and exactly the same sculpt as the Cuddle Team Leader. Just different paint. She came with a tactical shotgun. Let's see if I can get her to stand real quick. And then because it's here, I'll show you the shopping cart real quick. It is literally just a metal shopping cart. It has the little basket that pops out for, your kid to sit in there. All the wheels roll. It is really quite cool. And literally, it's probably one of the best selling points to the whole thing is this metal shopping cart. It's 7-inch scale. It's, so it's a little bit big for like a Marvel Legends, but it is really freaking cool. I can't express that enough. But if you've never played the game, there was a few seasons where they had shopping carts in the game, and you could push it, you could ride it, people could jump in it. It was basically like a vehicle, which sounds completely stupid, but that's what it was, and it worked well. And at least it didn't have armor. You could get shot in it and stuff like that. It wasn't like an armored vehicle, and that's pretty much what the game needs. It's just something that you can move around in. So I would be happy if they'd put shopping carts back in at any time. So anyway, that is my 5 figures for the day, and I thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.